I just be kicking it. Sunshine. I just be kicking it. Hey Sharon, how you doing? How's your day going? Hey Rob. Yeah, no, I got a problem with that too. Good. I'm gonna go get a coffee. Sorry for the buffering. A little buffering. Oh, for what? I got friends of mine that got sued that own a gas station repair facility here. They go to court tomorrow. What are you getting sued for? Oh, good for you, Sharon. I had an old girlfriend's son pitch for the Giants. First time there, they just shelled him. Got like 9 hits off him in 3 innings. DJ Snelton is his name. Snelten. He just is signed as a pitching coach or something with the Yankees. Yeah, he got called up. That was his first call up for his first major game. Hey, Pocahontas. Fraudulent charges of what? You mean somebody put stuff on your card that you didn't do? Oh, gotcha. Now, I don't know what happened there. You want to be careful, though, about, false statements. It's a felony, providing false information to a law enforcement officer. I don't think you did, but I'm just telling you. People have cash flow problems in their life. I had one once. And you do stuff you didn't think you were going to do. Oh, okay. See, most of these banks and these credit card companies, I had a buddy of mine get tagged actually for about $750,000, and there's a certain time limit in most states that you have to look at your statements. And if you don't catch it in that billing cycle, you're fucked, even if it was fraudulent. So if you're one of these people that just know what you charge and you think that's all that's going on your account, you take the statements and you just throw them into a briefcase, you figure at the end of the year I'll look at them, that can bite you in the ass when it comes to liability, even for fraudulent charges. Yeah, I agree. But usually, I've never had that happen, but most people I know, they just took them off, no problem. Did you get served papers? Yeah, I think you ought to be fine on that. Is it, how much is the dollar amount? Is it very much? Is it in small claims, or is it in, like, I don't know what they call it down here, one step up a court? You know, your homeowners generally would cover that, but you may not have it since you're renting. But I wouldn't hire a lawyer for it, I'll tell you that. You're a long ways away, even in the worst scenario, of getting a judgment. They're going to want to work this out and mediate it and pre-trial conference and all this bullshit. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, $8,000. I don't know if, but they didn't charge the $8,000. Take that off. So they took the fraudulent charges off, and now they're trying to nail you with the late fees. You want to make sure you document the hell out of all this stuff. Conversations, dates, times, all that. I wouldn't respond to it. I'm not sure what good service is in Georgia, but I never cooperate with anybody suing me. I go out the fucking fire exit and every trick in the book. Yeah, there are wee beast. I actually spent another couple days there, but it's, you don't have the population you do at Detroit. Yeah, I'm trying. I tried before then, and I tried after. Hey, Tribbles, don't respond to it. Just do nothing. And double check I don't think you can serve people in the mail in Georgia. I don't know if you can or not. I would find that out first. If they have to personally serve you, fuck them. That'll give you more time to get organized and have all your stuff. But I don't think you can be held liable for late fees that you didn't incur with legitimate charges. Oh, they can proceed with the court case. Okay, well, it's different down here then. That sucks. Well, I mean, if that you got a good defense. I don't know what makes them think that you would be liable for that. Oh, left a card. Yeah, sheriff can't leave a card in your mail. That's illegal. They've got to mail anything to you. It's got to be mailed. Nobody can leave things in mailboxes. It's actually a form of trespassing, unless you're the post office and the postage is paid. You said a postcard. Is that what you meant? They mailed it to you? Do you know who made the false charges? Oh, okay, mail's okay. Do you know who made the false charges? Yeah, but you're just getting stuck with the late fees, right? No, they shouldn't have. I think you're fine. I don't think you got a problem at all. This could all be auto-generated bullshit, too. What happens when you should call the credit card company and talk to them on the phone, ask for a supervisor. and record the conversation. Oh, gotcha. No, it's not trespassing because it's paid postage. If you open mail that's not addressed to you, that's a felony, no matter what it is. Even if it was someone that lived there before you. Now, they don't prosecute it on it very much because usually the stuff that people open isn't worth anything. I wouldn't worry about it. You're probably through Chase if it's an Amazon card, right? Through Chase? Were there any sex toys purchased? No, go call them up. Have you tried to work it out with them on the phone before they sued you? Or did they just sue you out of the chute? Yeah, that used to be owned by Sears way back in the day. So it's in your local court down there. I wouldn't worry about it. Just take in all your paperwork and tell the truth. I don't think you're lying, but don't get caught lying. That's a big deal under oath. Well, because I think that'd be a crack in the chink in the armor soon. So I think she's a single woman who is available, and that could point the arrow in a different direction. It's like Rochelle, you raise your right hand. Have you been horny in the last few years? This is under the penalty of perjury. Yeah, I have been. Have you found a suitable guy to date? I have not. Is it possible you would order a 14-inch oscillating, triple vibrating French tickler? No, you're lying. Yes, I would order it. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. And isn't it ironic that there are two 14-inch triple oscillating, flashing French ticklers on this credit card charge? We just land on the French ticklers, and you get to keep the French ticklers, and we just want the late fees. No, just so you get a good defense. It wasn't you, and everything was reversed. They didn't reverse them because you made the charges. Just go in there with some big old fucking cantaloupe-sized nuts. Just go in there confident, have all your paperwork, maybe run a credit history on you before. Why would you all of a sudden start doing this? I mean, I know why you ordered the French ticklers, but I'm not talking about that. Don't let them pry into your sexual prowess. Tell them you're only trying to offer up the fruits of your tree to available men after this legal matter was resolved. Hey, for a 4-pack of Dragon's Milk, I'll come up there and raise my right hand, say whatever you want. I'll look them right in the fucking eyes and lie like a motherfucker. I'm gonna get you out of this. I don't think you have anything to worry about. I really don't. all sitting around thinking you're a deadbeat. They're picking on a single widowed woman. This is affecting your life. This is a fucked up intersection right here. I mean, really fucked up. I got your back. Don't worry. You're gonna skate out of this whole damn thing. Just gonna have a big smile on your face when this is over, and they're gonna learn not to pursue stuff against people smarter than them. Just hold your head up high. Don't let this get you down. You gotta be true to yourself, though. I say fuck them. I think this thing is still closed. Now, maybe it is open today. I got fucked up plumbing. No sign on the door, but that doesn't mean anything. Just hold your head up high. Might just be the drive-through, too. I'm just getting a coffee. Check this new, I don't know if the fucking lobby's open. I'm gonna let you know in a minute here, though. Don't worry about it, Rochelle. We'll put up a GoFundMe. Just try and breathe out like that. Now do this for me. Just count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just blow out and then say fuck them. No, it's all right. No, if their numbers don't add up, then you're fine. It could have all been generated through artificial intelligence. But what I want to know is when you talk to them and you're trying to explain your side on the phone, what are they doing about it? Anything? Are they saying you're full of shit and that's why they're suing you? Usually they exhaust all possibilities because it's expensive for them to sue. Usually these attorneys, they contract this out to take 50%. So they generally it's considered a lost cause before an attorney gets it to begin with. Hang on while I go and get this coffee. I'll be right back. Just say, I am Rachel, and I know Tom Reed, and we will fuck with you. French tickler.
Hi, Daisy. Talking to my girlfriends. We're partying. Hi, honey. They wanted me to bring you up there, hon, but I said, too hot for Daisy Day. Too hot for my Daisy girl. Can't find my blue hat today. Yeah, just partying with my girls and shit. Starbucks girls. Oh, I give it A+. I give the Starbucks A+. I said, girls just gotta have fun. Madonna. Oh, yeah. Rachel, you out there? Gotta get you out of this scam they're trying to run on you, trying to take advantage of you. Nailing you with late fees, motherfuckers. How the fuck do you get out of this goddamn place? Girls just gotta have fun. Troubles is probably, this will put a monkey wrench in your day though. You gotta fuck with all this paperwork. I mean, no shit. You're just charging vibrators and shit, and all of a sudden they want $8,000. It's like, what the hell are you doing? How'd this go south like this? Well, you ordered every version we have. It's like, well, it's not a crime. It's like girls just gotta have fun. Oh yeah, girls just gotta have fun. Nah, if you've been sued, I wouldn't fuck with any letters. They're not going to do you any good because you're going to have to show up there no matter what, and nobody's going to be able to read it if the attorney isn't present. You just get your ducks in order, come up with a list, put your right hand up, swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, and then whip out those 2 double dongs. Say, this is what I bought. You happy? No, you didn't ruin it. No, it doesn't matter. No, that shit's upsetting you. Get bombed like that with a lawsuit. I don't blame you. No, take them on. If you didn't make those charges, and you can show where they reverse the charges because it was fraud, but where they're going to hang their hat, I've had this happen before. Is there's laws out there that you're supposed to look at your statement and know the charges. You're supposed to check this shit, even though really what they've done is they've legislated it so you have to babysit them, and the government holds you responsible for it if you don't. Really, you have to make sure there are no fraudulent charges on your card because of their security breaches. It's fucking horseshit. I'd be mad too. Just get all your facts. I would tape a phone call. I'd call them up and say, why am I getting sued? And I'd get it all on a recording. And before you do it, in a fit of rage, write it all down. You know, set them up. Like, cover your ass on your questioning. No, I wouldn't pay the monthly fee and the late interest. That's fucking bullshit. I think you're fine. I think you're going to beat it. How can you be responsible for charges you didn't make? Those were not your charges. But make sure you got copies, all that shit to show the judge. Charges, they were not yours. No, I'd be mad too. Yeah, I would do. But just get the statements and, you know, make sure you have a good chronological explanation over you used this card, fraudulent charges occurred, it was not yours. When you knew about it, this is what you did. The charges were reversed. And how can you be held for late fees in purchases that you didn't make? It's fucking nuts. There's probably a case law out there someplace. You know? Call a legal aid in Atlanta and tell them you're transgender, and you'll get represented for free. Just tell them, look, I'm a single woman. I didn't do this. They reverse the charges. They may be, if they can give you a case, like a case law, they may do that. You know, there's some pretty sharp people running those free legal aid clinics. And as soon as you mention this case to the judge and he looks it up, they're fucked. Yeah, but you can get copies of your statements even if you lost them all. All you got to do is call them and print them and send them to the new address. I don't think you have anything to worry about. Do you know, on those purchases, do you know where they were shipped to? Do you have any details, any of the details on that? No, it's reasonable. You're being reasonable. You shouldn't have to pay that. Let me ask you this. How long did this drag on before they sued you? In other words, did you just keep saying, I'm not paying these late fees? And they kept tacking them on? Oh, okay. I'll tell you another thing I do too. I don't know when this happened, but it certainly wouldn't hurt to file a fraud report at your local police department, wherever you were living when those charges occurred, because it is fraud. And, you know, like I said, giving false information to a law enforcement officer is a big issue. So if you file a fraud report and when they say, well, we don't really feel like doing this, it's like, well, I need it because I need to show a judge that, you know, I took this seriously and I'm being charged for charges that I didn't incur based on fraudulent purchases. And here's the police report that I filed. Yeah, but mail shouldn't be late for, like, it shouldn't be late for, I mean, you know, it doesn't take 30 days to move a billing cycle. I mean, here's what I'm worried about, that you were moving, you didn't want to do it, you didn't think your credit card was being charged, although it was. I've had it happen. You just, you know, you don't feel like doing it, and it just so happened that people were doing fraudulent charges during a time when you weren't paying the best attention. If that happened, just be upfront. And I would show documentation that I was moving. You want to explain away why you didn't catch this sooner. And moving's a perfect example. Now that's going to be a problem. You're going to have to explain this away. Even if they were holding your mail, you're going to have to explain to them, you know, even if you were in a hotel, you could have went down there and got your mail. And that's where it's going to get dicey. Because in their minds, you were ignoring it. In your mind, you were in the process of a difficult move, things didn't work out, you're a single woman, blah, blah, blah. I think you can explain it. Just tell the truth. People, you know, I made a living at catching people lying. And a lot of times when I would catch them, they were lying because that's what they thought they had to do to not get their benefits taken away, when in fact it was the opposite. People ask me all the time, hey, I know you did surveillance and shit for years. You know, the other night I went bowling. It's like, if the other night you went bowling, you need to admit to that. Because everybody has a good day, even when you're off on disability. They'll hire some guy like me to go out and catch you bowling, then you go there and testify under oath that you haven't bowled in the last 25 years. That's what gets you. Where if you just stuck to the truth, it's like, well, yeah, I am on disability, but, you know, we were drinking, I haven't been out of the house in a long time, and I went out and bowled the other night. I know it was stupid, I shouldn't have done it. And as a matter of fact, my back hurt the whole day. The next day, there wasn't anybody videoing that. You need, believe me, telling the truth is where it's at. even if it's something where you go in there and it's like, hey, you know, I hate bookkeeping, you know, I hated moving, they held my mail and I was paying my bills, but I didn't look at the statements because I only thought what would be on there were the things that I charged. And lo and behold, some motherfucker was racking up $8,000 worth of fraudulent charges that was reversed. And as soon as I knew about it, I contacted them. And as soon as they verified that it wasn't me, they reversed the charges. Now, I will admit to not being diligent and watching the statements like I should have, but that doesn't negate the fact that it wasn't me that did this. It was somebody else, and I can't be held responsible for late fees that I didn't, and charges that I didn't make. It's believable. You want to appeal like the reasonable senses of anybody that was sitting in there. That's where all these fuckers end up getting life in prison, and they get caught lying when they didn't need to. Yeah, the truth, it's hard to do sometimes. I mean, you get set up. That's how you get set up. You know, you get set up to lie because you're thinking, as the person that doesn't understand the system, well, I know I'm really going to get hosed here if they know that I was just fucking around watching movies for 3 months and not looking at my bills. And you don't want people knowing that about you. Before you know it, it couldn't have happened at the worst time. You get it rammed up your ass because you weren't paying attention to your bills. You were just making the payments blindly. I did that down here. Fuck, they could have racked up all sorts of charges on my fucking charge cards. I wouldn't have known about it. Yeah, you want to be careful though. What you want to be careful for is like, you want to be careful of, you want to explain away. If you just were in a tizzy, you were stressed out, you were moving, it was taking longer, and you got sloppy on looking at your statements, fucking tell them that. That's believable. But if that's what happened and you try and sell it as something else, you know, a fucking bald eagle swooped down and grabbed the statement out of your hand, and you know, don't do it. Right, Daisy? Judges are reasonable. And you're a long way from getting a judgment against you. I mean, this is the beginning of this, but you're a light year away from this affecting your credit or anything. Yeah, no, and just be straight up with them. What I would try and do is there'll be an attorney's name who's representing the credit card company. He may talk to you, he may not, but you're going to get a chance to do a pre-trial. You're going to get a chance to work this out before. But I'm not, look, this is what I think. I think based on them pursuing it, there's something that you didn't do along the way. I'm not sure what it is. Whether it's just got sloppy, got lazy, or stressed out and didn't look at your statements, and it's bitch in the fucking ass. And now this whole thing is coming to fruition, and it's kind of, you're outside the bounds of explaining it away because you could have done that 2 months ago. I don't know. I'm not saying that's true. But there's something out there that made them pursue this way because of something you didn't do. They're not going to give you court costs and attorney fees on this. All they need to show is that this card was in your name and these bills weren't paid. And I'll bet you money there's some contract language out there to where you're supposed to alert them to fraudulent charges within 14 days of these statements. And you probably got 2 or 3 statements sent to you with this bullshit on there that you didn't know about, and that's what they're hanging their hat on. That's what they're hanging their hat on. That, look, we tried getting a hold of her, we didn't. And if they sent letters to you, you know, trying to work this out, and it was being held at a post office for 3 months because you just didn't want to fuck with your mail. I've been there. I've had shit like this happen. You know, when you're moving, you're in a new place, you're fucking depressed, you don't even want to look at your fucking mail. And maybe that's what happened. And if that is what happened, tell them about it. But that doesn't have anything to do with fraudulent charges. And when the charges were reversed, I mean, what more proof do you need than it wasn't you? Now, if any of those charges were yours, any of them, not half of them, not 10%, whatever, you're going to have a problem. Yeah, well, if that's all they did, is charge interest and fees on fraudulent charges, I don't think you have anything to worry about. I don't. And like I said, this could all been generated through artificial intelligence. And once that computer says, you know, these fuckers aren't paying this, and it gets printed out and handed over to a collection attorney who may or may not be on retainer. But you're going to have a chance to work this out before you're going to get a judgment against you. I can't believe. The only thing that I worry about is that you pass the timeline, and they're going to say you ignored them, and that's why they had to pursue this. If you never use that card, then you're fine. You're fine. I don't think you have anything to worry about. You know, and in defense of these places, I mean, they're so used to getting fucked that, you know, they don't know you. All as they know is what the computer told them with regard to payment. And there's another story there that there isn't a mechanism for you to explain yourself away. This is what litigation's all about. Just tell them that you're willing to pay anything that doesn't have any. You're willing to pay any bill that doesn't have anything to do with a fraudulent charge, fraudulent interest, or fraudulent late fees based on those charges. And your credit history demonstrates that. Well, those contracts, those credit card contracts, are pretty airtight. You know, but I'm telling you, it's a come to Jesus moment. And if you fucked up, or you got lazy, or you just didn't have the money or whatever, you need to admit to it. I think you're fine then if you've got all that. And I'd still, I would still consider filing a police report. And if you explain to the police department, if you can take a police report into a judge and say, hey, look, you know, I haven't filed a police report on this because I thought it was all done. They reversed the charges, but they're still trying to get me for interest and penalties on charges that I didn't make. And I swore under oath. And I swore under oath, which you kind of do by filling out this report, that this was fraud night. As a result of it, I filed a report. Yeah, well, I think you're fine if you did all that. But there's still, I mean, not knowing you, there's something out there that you didn't do, and I don't know what it is, for them to pursue it this way. Yeah, but do not file a police report if you had any connection to those charges, you or your son or whoever. Yeah, the time that passed. Now, well, you got a good way of explaining it away. Moving, everybody understands that. But whether or not you paid attention to it or whether you didn't, you're not liable for charges and interest on fraudulent charges. Don't give a fuck what they say. And if they're trying to charge you for that just by virtue of not contacting them sooner, then I don't think that's going to fly with the judge. I think they're fucked. And in this day and age, the first thing that credit card company's going to do is say, you have a cell phone, you have internet. I mean, you don't need to get the mail to know what the status is of your credit cards. Everything's online. So I would be very reluctant to talk about my mail being held. Another thing they may want to bring up is that you continued to charge things on those cards during a time when things were being disputed, but it ended up working in your favor. You know, they were fraudulent charges. Hey Mary, where are you? Hey ACB. All I'm saying, just go in there and tell the truth. That's going to be a problem too. If they say they tried to get a hold of you and you didn't return, that's going to be a problem. I mean, not answering your cell phone that's all that shit's cool, but not when you have creditors trying to get a hold of you. So if they come in there and say, hey, we tried getting a hold of her, we called, we couldn't leave a message, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, I'd say just go in there and tell the truth and have all your paperwork ready. And like I said, you're a long ways away from getting a judgment against you. I don't think it's going to happen. What you want to make sure doesn't happen, though, is you want to make sure this is resolved before a judge rules on it. No, you don't need a lawyer for this. No, it's a waste of money. You don't need a lawyer for this. And besides, you're going to have chances to work this out. I wouldn't hire a lawyer. The lawyer's going to want $3,500 down. Seriously. And that could be just the start of it. And if they want to do this whole thing, it could cost you 10 grand. Why don't you want to go to court? That's the whole idea of resolving this. You're not going to go to court. You're going to get a chance to do like a pretrial hearing, mediation. I'm not sure how they work it out down here in Georgia, but there's all sorts of steps before it actually gets in a courtroom. But paying it off, you don't want a judgment over this fucking bullshit. See, I don't know what they're hanging their hat on. Probably just poor communication. I wouldn't pay off anything, because if they're pursuing this, they're already putting it down as 30, 60, 90 days late. And if those weren't your charges and they were reversed, there's no fucking way I'd pay for those and have my credit dinged at the same time. Because if you prevail in this, they got to take that shit off there. You want to try to keep your credit good if you can. And here's another thing too. If you fucked up on this, the original. If you fucked up somewhere along the line, I would work it out with them. You know, if you don't have like a phone and they can't leave a message and you're not responding to mail, I mean, I'm not defending them, but that's not their fault. And you may want to reconsider that down the road. You can always screen a call and listen to the voicemail later and realize it's fucking MasterCard wanting to know where the fuck the payment is. Yeah, that's what I thought. I figured it was something like that, non-contacting them. Honestly, if it was me, I would just say, hey, look, I fucked up. How can we work this out? You know, I was moving. They don't even want to hear these fucking stories. Yeah, not contacting them is a problem. Just call that fucking lawyer on the thing. Yeah, just fucking, pay them what you owe them and move on. No, I would go to court. And I would go to court unless they had me by the balls and you know that they got a good case against you. Then I'd settle it. See, it's hard to say without knowing the details how much of this is your fault and how much of it is theirs. I mean, it's a shame that you got tagged with fraudulent charges, but you didn't respond to the interest and late fees because you didn't think it was your debt and you just said, fuck them. But, when you don't provide an open form of communication and your mail's being held for 3 months and you don't have a voicemail that works, these are the consequences of it all. I mean, that's not their fault. They tried contacting you. No, you're not going to get court costs and attorney fees. No, you're not. I guarantee you this collection firm went through this with a fucking fine-tooth comb. And they're pursuing a legal debt. Yeah, I don't know if you can do that or not. I wouldn't hire an attorney. He's not going to do anything for you. Whether you get an attorney or whether you don't, just because you get an attorney isn't going to, limit your exposure to this. Everybody thinks when they hire an attorney, they're going to get off. I need a good attorney. It doesn't work that way. This is a contract issue, and they're claiming you didn't live up to it. And you're smart enough to be able to mediate this stuff on your own. This is going to cost you 10 grand if you keep fucking around with it. Well, is there a case number on the thing? Is there a case number on any of that stuff? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd call them up, man, and just say, hey, just lay it on the fucking line. I mean, you know, one thing I've learned over the years in being in lawsuits and witnessing a lot and working as a PI, I mean, there's no free lunch on any of this fucking shit. It eventually catches up to you. And nothing catches up to you if you just lay all the cards on the table. I mean, they'd probably fucking break down and cry. I went in there and just say, hey, look, I'm a single woman. I was moving. I had my fucking mail held. It took longer to find a new place than I thought it would. I got a fucking phone with a voicemail set up. I knew what I was charging, and I didn't think there was any fraudulent charges, although I would have known if I looked at the statements, and I didn't. Now they're trying to pursue interest and late charges against me because of fraudulent charges that were reversed. And I don't think I owe them. They're going to say, well, all you had to do was call us, and you didn't. We had no way of contacting you. I just lay it on the fucking line, work it out right then and there, and you won't have to go to court. It doesn't have anything to do with whether you can pay it off or not. It has nothing to do with it. Whether you have the money or whether you don't. It's that it wasn't paid off, and you didn't pay it off, and that's why they're pursuing you. That's what I'd do. I'd call that motherfucker today. I mean, I don't know if you get your mail or not, but I bet there's 10,000 letters in your fucking held mail from these people trying to work this out. Yeah, but that's a different story. That's other debt we're not talking about. These are two separate issues. We're not talking about you paying the debt that you legally owe. We're talking about them pursuing interest and late charges on fraudulent charges that you don't feel you own. Two different issues. They don't give a fuck if you have the most perfect credit in the world unrelated to this. This is just about this. Doesn't have anything to do with you got tons of money, no money, nothing. No, I'm not. I'm going to Michigan Sunday, actually. Going to Michigan Sunday. Yeah, just call them and fucking just lay it on the line, man. Fucking tell him, you know, I moved and all this fucking shit. My mail was held. You know, I didn't set up my voicemail. He's heard this. They're going to be so fucking happy that you're willing to work this out that it's not going to be anywhere near as bad as trying to defend this. Because I'm telling you, they would not have pursued you if all the ducks didn't line up. There's something, like I said, there's something you didn't do. And they're tired of fucking around with it. Hey, Blue. And no matter what, I mean, fuck the voicemail and fuck the mail. They should have had a good email address for you on this. Were you blowing those off too? Oh, cool. I mean, I've fucked up shit before. I mean, I've just learned the hard way too. I know why people lie, and I hate to see the system eat them alive by getting caught when they just don't understand the big picture. Yeah, but as I said, there's a reason they're pursuing you in court over this. They don't want to go to court either. They just cost themselves 50 cents, 50% of what it is they say you owe. So there's something not quite adding up here. Yeah, I mean, I mean, busy moving, but there's all sorts of people that move that are never late on a bill and never have a dispute. I mean, you know you're moving, you know where your statements are going. You should have a contact phone number and you should have a good email. It doesn't matter if you're getting mail or not in this day and age. In 1970, I would agree with you. But there was a dispute that arose somewhere along the way, and you didn't get back with them. And this is how they think they need to handle this to get paid. Well, it's a fucking problem. I mean, you're getting your mail a hold, your voicemail doesn't work, now you don't do email. These are the kinds of things that happen when you don't. This shouldn't be any surprise to you. You probably don't want credit cards if that's the way you're going to do it. And this is a perfect example as to why. I mean, how can you be online all the fucking time and you don't do email? It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Hey Penny, how you doing? Well, good luck to you. Good luck to you. I just take my lumps and move on. Move on. But in this day and age, if you're doing financial transactions with people, which is what a credit card is, and you don't do email, and you get your fucking mail held, and you don't have voicemail, this is what happens. It's not normal. I'm smoking salmon today, Penny. Yeah, Astrovan. Oh, you lucky dog. This is Safari, same thing. No, you shouldn't have paid it in full. No, that's wrong. The amount was wrong. You shouldn't have paid it in full. I mean, we're coming up on a year on this thing, so. Yeah, well, tell them that. Tell them that then. Just admit to it. I learned, like I said, I've learned all this shit the fucking hard way. You know, because you get set up. The truth will set you free. Yeah, I hate to say it, man. I've fucking, I've done this shit too. Not in a long time because the light bulb finally came on. You got to be careful down in Greektown. Greektown's dangerous as hell, man. People aren't going down there anymore. Seriously, look it up before you go down there. Cause we are family. All my sisters, brothers, and me. Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, I hate to say it. I'm just giving you what I preach and what I practiced. Family. All my brothers and me. Brothers and me. We are family. All my sisters, brothers, and me. Tell them that. We are family. All my sisters, brothers, and me. Tell them that.
I'm gonna smoke some salmon. Fish is so easy compared to brisket. I'm gonna do some chicken wings too. Bok bok! The chicken wings. Yeah, I feel sorry for the little chicken. Couldn't find my blue hat this morning. Look at the roses. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it gets buffers there. Look at the roses. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll be a relief off your back. Just call them up and work it out. Just negotiate. I wouldn't pay it all, though. Just say, hey, look, I'm not going to... This is how I would do it. I'd call the attorney. It's like, hey, this is Tribbles. What do I got to do to just move on? And he's going to say, oh, okay, well, how about this? And it'll be a done deal. Yeah, I'm going to flavor them. Yep. I'm going to smoke the wings, too. Because the bees are working their fucking ass off. Now, yesterday was a really high, hot humidity day. And you can always tell they're looking for water. They're working their fucking balls off. They're making wax, which is super labor intensive. They're garnering pollen. They're bringing it back, producing honey and trying to cap the wax. It just takes shit tons of energy. And in 2 days, they've almost had a complete whole quart jar of sugar water, which is 1-to-1 mix. When you get new bees, if you don't feed them, there's no way these bees would have had enough food around to make it. Now, they would have if humans hadn't fucked with them, because they'd have had last year's honey to live off of. But since the humans steal all the honey, when you get packaged bees with a mated queen, they don't have any honey. They're just waiting to set up shop like they did in a hive like this. So they have nothing to eat. So you supplement their food until they get on their feet. Now, we're not going to be taking honey. So once they get going, they get going. And then, we are pottery. Oh, yeah. I'm doing all, like, Marty bought this huge factory, like 2 million square foot of heart pine. Beams and shit. Bought $100,000 worth of equipment to take this wood down and put it in my new house. These bees are working busy as a bee. Buzz, 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 buzz. Oh, yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm going to have hidden cameras in all the rooms. I can't wait till you visit, so I can upload it to OnlyFans without your consent. I'm practicing your handwriting right now for when you sue me. Oh, I'm gonna. Don't you worry about that. Daisy wanted to go today. I didn't want to take you either, Daisy. I couldn't go in and chat with my favorite girls when they take lunch. Because Daisy wanted to go. I went and started the truck, rolled down the windows and turned the air conditioning on. She came banging on the door. I was taking too long. So I took her with me. Daisy, you partying? She sits out here 10 hours straight, waiting to chase squirrels. We are Pommelee. I don't know what happened to my blue hat. Look at deer antler. We're going to have a good time. Daisy, you having a good day, hon? Tribbles, tell that attorney that the only thing that isn't fraud in this equation is the big double dildo you bought. And you will admit to it. And that you don't care how much interest or penalty is attacked to the sole purchase of the double dong.
Bees, buzzy bees, buzzy bees. That's no problem. No, my new place is right over there behind that big. Hey, these trees are 200 years old, it turns out, these pecan trees. Right behind there is the new place, that big tree. Yep, they're bringing in 60 loads of dirt Friday. Can't wait. I'm just going to sit out here and party. Daisy's going to party. Be so fun. Well, you guys, I'm going to sign off here. I got to clean out yesterday's. I used the firebox to grill food. So I hope you guys have a good day today. I got to get this smoke on, get my smoke on. I've already planned the glory holes in the rooms, in case that's been on your mind and you're worrying. Just when you come visit and you go to fall off to sleep and you see my eye looking through the hole, you're going to say, this fucking guy is weird. They're self-pruning. Self-pruning. These branches, these big long branches, that branch is probably 25 feet long. I bet it weighs like 1,500 pounds, 2,000 pounds. When they break, though, they break at the trunk. They don't snap down and crush your roof like you think they would. You guys have a good time. You party on. Peanut, call that lawyer. Call that lawyer and tell him you fucked up big time. And then put your vibrator on the part where your mouth is when you're talking. Say, oh, excuse me, I couldn't help myself. I forgot to tell you. I ordered a vibrator too that I didn't pay for. I mean, I paid for it. All right, you party on. Sue, you have a good day too, babe. I got you a free pass to come up and visit too. Start getting on that exercise bike. I want you to look good in that hidden camera. Bye, Frisky. Goodbye. All right, yeah, party on. I think you'll really get a kick out of it. It'll take an otherwise tense conversation and turn it into laughter. And tell him that he can partake in the fruits of your tree if he treats you nice. Yeah. All right, party on, guys. Daisy, ready to go inside and party?